What's going on, everybody? So this video is hard to make. It's like my 9th attempt to make it. Every which way I do it comes off completely wrong. I just want to talk about the protests downtown and my sadness for it happening in Las Vegas. And don't get me wrong, I grew up a white kid in Canada. We were poorer than the other kids, but we were not poor like some people in the United States, and I've never felt what the people who are angry about right now have ever felt. So I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to give you anything other than the fact that, you know what, people are hurting right now, and they have a lot of things that they've walked through in their life that you've never walked through in your life. So before you try to make a snap judgment, do some research independently. It's not the purview of this video to do that. But we're going to tell a story today. We went down to downtown Las Vegas. We knew that there had been protests yesterday, but we didn't know to what extent. And so we went down and we saw the Easy Pawn. The Easy Pawn is a great pawn shop. It's across the street from what I call the Pawn Museum, which is the world famous gold and silver pawn, or is it silver and gold? And so you go in there, we talked to Jasmine, the manager's great. They're really cool people down there. We shop for things like camera lenses, power tools, knickknacks, things that we can box up to send to the Philippines that would usually cost a lot of money there, but we can get them for cheap here and give them gadgets and things that they usually couldn't have. And when we drove up, the wife commented that they removed the big giant 4-pole canopy that you would sit underneath. So I guess maybe we don't have to wait outside anymore because of the 50% capacity thing. But it turns out the store was closed. The store was smashed in. They had smash and grab looters go into the store yesterday and destroy the store to the extent where it can't even be open for business today. And then you think to yourself, and you look, and so it's like I tell you guys with the whole COVID C-19 thing. When you're looking for the cases, you'll find the cases. It looks like there's a really bad situation, but the truth is if you never looked for the cases, you would think that people had the regular seasonal flu, so you wouldn't be so focused on what you're focused on. So suddenly I looked around and, oh my gosh, yeah, there's spray paint everywhere. Okay, spray paint, that sucks, right? But you can clean spray paint off. But now there's smashed in windows of pawn shops, and we didn't even drive around downtown to look at the rest of it. But the reason it sucks is a bigger overall broader scope of the reason why it sucks. And here's what it is, okay? We couldn't go in there. You can see you can see the damage on the front of the buildings. You can see where they smashed in an entire tempered glass window and took things and smashed, I would presumably display cases and stole televisions and PlayStations and high-end electronics and high-end jewelry. This is a pawn shop that sells $10,000 diamond rings, certified by the American Geological Surveys and all this stuff. So they took all that, they ran away. Now we can't shop there. So, well, poor you, right? We can't shop there. But it's not. I'll get to that in a second. We drove to the other side of town to another Easy Pawn, told them what we saw. They said, oh, I know, it's gone, it's terrible, right? And when we told them what we saw, they said, yeah, they don't know when they're going to be open. People might be laid off. And then it hit me. It hit me as to what this really does to the community. It hit me as to what this really does to people who are here. What it does to people who are here that have to be here is it takes the idea of the strip opening and it puts it in extreme jeopardy and danger. And so what? Casino companies, they have lots of money, they can pay those profits, but it's not even about the casino companies. When somebody is angry, let's say somebody was angry, they don't like white cars because they learned that white cars kill more unicorns than any other car. And so you want to assemble, you want to do it peacefully. You have every right to assemble. Everybody does. I hope that if you're a person on the right and you want to demonstrate against the left, you can do it. And if you're a person on the left, you want to demonstrate against the right, you can do it. That's our right. That's what makes America great. Nobody's coming in and telling you you're not allowed to say your opinion loudly. As loud as you want. With bullhorns, with megaphones, with silly hats, with crazy props. Do it. Do it. Please do it. Tell everybody what you think. But when you destroy your community, you jeopardize everybody else in a place like Vegas. So if people don't come here right now, it was on the cover of the Review Journal, tens of thousands or thousands of employees looking to get back into work on the 4th of June. What if the people don't come? Then what did you do? What did a person do? You were mad. You took advantage of a situation to steal things. That's not protesting. That's just stealing things. There's a difference. Trust me, I know. I get mad and I protest at work. That's one thing. I get mad and I protest at work, and then I steal the safe and I bring it home and I crack it open. I just committed a crime. Please don't commit crimes when you are demonstrating, because what will happen is if there's nobody coming into Vegas because they don't feel comfortable coming in, then those people that could go back to work won't be back to work. So maybe your brother did not protest. but he can't go back to work because there's nobody coming in. MGM Grand has already threatened furloughing permanently, which just means being fired. That means you're fired. Furlough is a nice way of saying fired. Firing people at the end of August if the tourists don't come back. 2 days ago, it's going to be so good that Caesars is going to open up the Harrah's on the 5th. Now everybody's wondering if it's safe to come back to Las Vegas. Please protest. Please demonstrate. Please get it out. Start the discussion with the proper people. Make a dialogue. You have every right to do so. I don't walk a mile in your shoes. I don't know what you're all about. I don't know what it's like to be you. You don't know what it's like to be me. I don't know what it's like except for what's in my headspace right here. But I'm sad because there's locals out here that are looking at it like, are we doomed? Are we done for? And then you have the jackals in the comments of YouTube videos that say, I hope it burns to the ground. They were literally saying this weeks ago. I hope Vegas burns to the ground. Would you say that about Washington, D.C. or Minneapolis right now? Would you? I would never say that about another city, another person, another thing. I don't want to wish harm on anybody, even my worst enemy. I don't want to see harm come their way. They'll get their comeuppance. The universe will give them their karma. Whatever might happen will happen. But at the same time, you got to remember, this city depends highly, highly, highly on tourism and travel. And we have to be making a safe place for people, or else we're just going to hurt. We're just going to hurt. And it's going to be a long-lasting hurt that's going to impact you eventually for what you did because you were angry. So be angry. Yell as loud as you have to yell. But please don't commit violence because we all need the city to open. We all need it to be here because we all have to work in a community, and we have to be Vegas, and we have to be Vegas strong. We have to be Vegas stronger. And I guess right now we have to be Vegas the strongest there is, because what if there is no Vegas? What if there is nothing? That's it. I hope I didn't upset you. I hope I didn't trigger you. I hope you're not saying super nasty things to me in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. And if you want to continue the dialogue respectfully in the comments, do so. Any racial stuff will be immediately banned and deleted, and you'll never be back commenting on my videos again. So don't be racial, and don't use words that might come off as offending people. I'm sorry I have to police it. If I have to, I'll just turn them off entirely. Gotta go. Be safe out there, and just remember, butterfly effect. What happens here does not stay in Las Vegas. Bye, guys.